good and you know feel so bad. Ooh, baby, oh God. You know feel good, so you know feel so bad. Ooh, baby, oh God. You know feel good, so you know feel so bad. Ooh, baby, oh God. Bring a little sun and make him favor you. That power when me give you bet you I got on me in a wifey. Show you where that little thing has it.
All right. LDBC, this is your boy Coach Shelton Harrison on behalf of LDBCSports.com, and you're live on the Coach Shelton Harrison Sports Show Live. Okay, guys, got two-time Olympian Aleen Bailey with me right now, and I'm pronouncing your name right, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I have her here right now. She's here today. How you doing on this Friday evening?
I'm doing good. Big cold, but good.
I mean, cold. I mean, it's not that cold, you know. I mean, you are from Jamaica, so you know you should be hot. You should bring the heat with you.
I tried. It didn't work.
Hey, so what's a typical day for you like?
Let's see. Now, since that I've stopped running, let's see. I'm the volunteer assistant at Charleston Southern, so I usually go out to practice with them. Depends on what time they're training. So sometimes I'm there from 1 till about 4. Or I go from 2 till about 4-ish, 5. So, and then I have like this cool little part-time job I do at a hotel front desk because I got bored and I needed something to do.
Okay. I mean,
so that, and then occasionally I have a few like speaking events that I do. So this month I have it's Black History Month, so I'm going to be speaking at a school here. So
okay. Okay, so you got your lecture shoes on. You know, you got your shades so people don't stare at you.
No, you can't wear shades when you're talking to people. You have to connect with them. They have to look at you in your eyes.
Okay. Oh, so what do people see when they look into your eyes, you know, as you're talking to them?
I mean, they're pretty much just listening, and like if we have like a Q&A, then they'll ask question and then answer it. So that's pretty much it.
Okay.
People are more like interested. My smile, apparently, they like it, so they're always. Well, I always want me to smile more, so that's the thing that I guess I have that everybody likes.
Yeah, you know, they can see your teeth and they know they're clean, and you know, I'm just kidding, I'm just playing. But no, seriously, it really is a pleasure. So listen, you know, I mean, I guess I'm still kind of in shock, like I'm actually talking to you. Like, how did you get started actually running track?
It's a long story. I think like it started as more anger management for me in primary school. I think you guys call it middle school here, yeah. Primary school. So it's more anger management. I was sexually assaulted when I was 10, so I was just mad and fighting all the time. And my teacher figured out running would be a way to channel my energy and my anger. So she would just let me run, and then it went from there to me getting in shape. And she started letting me try out for different events until it got to the point where I was running really well. So I ended up, I ended up going to my state championship. Well, we call it parish. And then I ended up representing my parish/state at the big championship, and it just led from there. I got a scholarship to high school, then scholarship to college, and then I ran professionally. So it started off as anger, just a way to resolve my anger and my issues and to like help me deal with what happened to me. So, and then it became this amazing thing.
So now, you know, I mean, since that's happened, I mean, how long did it take you to actually be able to just, you know, speak out about it and tell people that you were assaulted sexually?
I think I started getting comfortable with it was like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like confident. Like my close friends and family, like they knew when I was like in college. I started like my friends know. My close friends know. I don't think I've told my mom yet. Maybe I'll tell her later. But then I started getting confidence and talking about it. And then in talking to people, I realized that me talking about what happened to me and how I turned out would actually, they say it would help others. So they kind of like, you need to talk about it. And I was like, no, I don't need to talk about it. I don't want people to think that I'm using it to get like leverage or be famous or whatever. Because some people like use situations to get like, it has no meaning to them. It's just a way of getting, sympathy, and I don't want that. But they're like, no, it's not like that. I mean, yeah. So then I was like, okay, fine, I'll just do it. So then I started talking about it.
So now, how would you encourage people? Because this really is a problem. It's a big problem, and I'm sure you heard about that. The whole U.S. gymnast scandal that went on with the doctor.
Yes.
Yeah. And
it happens a lot.
So what would you tell somebody, like if they wanted to just say something, like how would you persuade them to say, you know what, let's go ahead and speak up about this?
I mean, it's just you have to find somebody that you can trust and somebody that have your back no matter what and won't judge you and say, nah, it didn't happen, or try to victim blame. Because I really didn't talk about it because in Jamaica, when growing up, like, when something like that happens to a kid, the child is blamed, what did you do for them to do that? So that's why I really didn't talk about it, because I don't want to be blamed or getting in trouble. So that's pretty much it. But I mean, it's just have somebody like you trust that you can talk to, and there's always somebody that you can talk to, and there's always somebody available that you can talk to about it. And there's like so many avenues to get help with it these days, and it's like it's different now. People are actually recognizing that it's an issue, and then when a child comes with the issue, they're not just blowing it off or brushing it off. You just have that one person that you can talk to about anything.
Wow. I mean, and after all this time of watching you, perform in person and on TV, I never knew that about you, but it just it's a testimony to how strong you are, because
yeah.
You didn't have to, use it for leverage, because you made yourself famous because you worked. You put in that work.
Yeah.
Like, I remember you from back in the day at South Carolina. You were there, and I think, Don Ellaby, that whole team, you guys were just, y'all just great. Do you ever keep in contact with some of those women that you ran with at South Carolina on that 4x1 relay?
Yeah, because I keep in touch. We're all on social media, so we talk to each other, and then we see each other all the time. So there's Demetra, Tacita, Mickey, Lisa, Tiffany, and I are close. We talk, and Antoinette, Chelsea Hammond. There's like Siobhan Stutter. There's like all of us. Like we keep in, even though we don't talk 24 hours, like we check up on each other's on social media. We say hi, or we just, shoot each other a text. So we all communicate.
You could actually still put on a pair of spikes and go out there and just beat half the country. You probably can still just do it right now. You can wake up in the morning and go beat somebody. I mean, it's still there, because today I had to do block start with the kids because it was fun. It was just fun today I actually spiked up and got to do block start with the kids because my best friend is the coach, so I'm trying to help her get the kids like confidence. So I'm pretty sure if they're like when they're doing their block start with an Olympian next to him, it's like a different feeling. And like if an Olympian if your coach tell you something, you think, yeah, you're my coach. But if an Olympian that your coach coached tell you this is out, I'm like, then it clicks in, and I'm like, okay, cool. So whenever she's having like difficulties trying to convince her kids to be more confident in themselves, she let me pull out my spikes and run with them. But it's fun though. So,
and I do anything for my best. Like even if I'm sore and old and achy, I'll do anything to help her get to her kids. So.
That's all right. That's. I mean, yeah, 'cause, they would definitely respect an Olympian. An Olympian's gonna command that respect, so they're gonna listen to you.
Yeah, and then I talk smack. I'm like, if you let a fat old lady with a tore hamstring beat you, I'ma laugh at you.
You not. Over exaggerating. Come on, fat, old, nah. You ain't even old. You don't even look, how
But they find it entertaining. It's funny for them because they're like, "You're not fat and old. You still can beat us."
Yeah, you still can beat them running backwards, So,
but it's just like just for them to have fun and get what they're doing. Because when I was in college at South Carolina, we worked hard, but we had fun, and we motivated each other and we encouraged each other in different ways. Because we found out what works with each person, and then we do that. But we're like a team.
now, I actually know Coach Fry. I actually know him, and I gotta ask you: did you ever have to do that punishment run where he used to make you guys go up the hill and run for punishment? If you break a team rule.
Oh yeah. No, we're actually roll. He used to make us roll up the hill, which was difficult. I don't know where he got that from. But it was difficult. But if one person gets into trouble, the entire team is in trouble, and that's how I think that's how he taught us to pick each other up if one person is falling off. Even in the classroom, if one person is falling off, we all get in trouble because we're supposed to make sure that each other is on the same track. So we always look out for each other and study together, train together. Training was fun. Training was like a competition. We were always, competing with each other, pushing each other. No one can fall off. We have to keep everybody on track. Everybody has to be on pace because if somebody gets off pace, then we're doing an extra, and nobody wants to do an extra workout.
Wow. I bet y'all was like, golly, you always messing up.
Oh no, we never did that. We never blame an individual for making us get an extra. We just make sure that they don't fall off.
Okay. So now let's talk about, your Olympic experience, in 2004, that 4x1 gold. And then, 2008, it was kind of disappointment. But can you tell me how you felt in 04 when, you and the members of that 4x1, y'all got that gold medal?
I mean, we were excited because, we knew we were going to win from training camp. Because we did, a week of training camp in Germany. And we knew we were going to win because Puma gave us these uniforms. And for somebody to go out on the track in that uniform, we had to change our mindset. We were like, there's no way we can lose. And then we had to do fit-ins to make sure that the uniform fit. So it was like a whole production behind the uniform. So it was like, we going through all of this, we better not lose. So all of us practiced. We made sure everybody was gelling. We did everything together. We were like quads. we ate together. We ate together. We lived in the same because they're set up like dorms, so we were all in the same dorm. So we went to breakfast together, went to lunch together, went to dinner together. We did everything together, so that all our minds are synced. And we just connected and we just linked and we're like, we cannot lose with this uniform, and we didn't, because everyone was like, I was like, okay, I have to make sure I hand the stick off because I'm not the one gonna be the one that the reason why we didn't win. And I ran my butt off, got to Veronica, got her the stick. And I got so caught up in the moment because I saw that we were winning. I was running behind her the entire way. And then our manager had to yell to the long jumper to tell me to stop. Because I was so excited. I was like, yeah, we're winning and running. But, and then after the fact, they told me, if I had crossed the line before the other athletes that were still running, then we would have gotten disqualified. It's like, oh. So I eased up. And then when everybody else crossed, then I ran across it. It was an amazing experience, and it was an amazing moment because Jamaica has had teams that should have won the gold medal, but they never won because the chemistry wasn't there. So we created that chemistry, and it was an amazing moment for us because it was our first Olympic relay gold medal. Yeah, we got our first women got the first Olympic gold medal ever. Because Veronica won the 200, and then we won the 4x1. So that was the first female gold medal for the country. So we were super proud.
The first female gold medal for the country.
Yeah.
Dang. Made history in '04. And you know what? I saw that race, and I saw you guys up on the stand, you know, when you guys were receiving that medal. And you had this bright smile. And, you know, you guys were proud. You know, you definitely proud of Jamaica, you know, proud, you know, that you were, you know, of the same blood. And it's, man, and y'all ran the perfect race that day. Y'all ran a perfect race. I mean, you know, the handoffs were just nice and smooth, you know. And I think you ran the anchor leg, right?
Oh, I ran third leg. Veronica anchored.
Okay. All right. So you were actually in charge of actually, you know, keeping a good lead, you know. And I was like, man, you know, they y'all ran this like, you know, you guys can do it in your sleep. And I was like, wow, that's probably one of the best 4x1 women's relays that I've seen in history for a long time, you know. And I'm coming from a background, you know, I'm track and field also, so I'm like, man, it was a good race. And you know, was Coach Fry proud of you guys?
Coach Fry, yeah, because it was a win for the university because I was still in school and I'm about to graduate that fall. Yeah, so he was proud, and I mean that year he was still my coach, so that was like my best year. Yeah,
See,
it was good.
Coach Fry used to always, you know, when I went and I was there with some athletes on a visit, and he pretty much he's really no filter. He'll tell you like it is, and he said, yeah, you know, it's a lot of athletes that still post track running, and you know they just need to go get a job. And then he was like, you got that one few that they got it to run on the next level, and you definitely had it because you know you ran for so many years. I mean, you got contracts, you know, like Puma. You know, Puma gave you like a nice contract, and it was Puma, right? Because I know I read this in the article.
I was Nike, then Adidas, and then Puma is the country. Puma sponsors the country.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
But you actually got to do your passion, you know. Like, did you ever have like a lot of naysayers like come up to you, and you know, like, why are you running? You know, how come you still running? You know, why don't you do what normal people are doing? You know.
I mean, it's constant, like, because I remember one year, one year they were telling me, I think it was 2011, like, people kept saying I'm old and I'm fat and I need to retire and I'm not going to make the team, and I made the team. But people are always negative, and they're like, you're old, you need to retire and give the young ones. But I'm like, I'm not going to give the young ones a chance and give them. They have to earn it. They have to want it. They have to come out here and beat me. So I'm not going to give up. And I mean, I have young kids. I'm inspiring some kid that want to give up. And because I didn't give up because somebody was saying I'm old or I'm fat and I made the team, then that kid is going to be like, oh, well, they told Aleen she was old and fat and she went out there and still made the team and she still did this and she still did good. And she still believed in herself and did that, and I can do it too. So I don't think about negative people and what they're saying. I think about the person that I'm influencing and how a young person is going to take what they're going to take from my experience and how it's going to help them to grow and move from where they are to where they want to be. Because I'm not a quitter. I never quit. I was never taught to quit. I grew up with my brothers. I could not fail, even though the things that they were doing, a girl isn't supposed to do. I'm not supposed to be a perfect tree climber, or I'm supposed to be able to fight a boy and not lose. But because my brothers had instilled this toughness in me, that you have to be tough. My brothers made sure I was tough, and I was not allowed to quit. And if I ever got into a fight and lose, they beat me up. Because I'm not supposed to lose. And I have to go back and win that fight.
Yeah, because the Jamaican parents don't be playing. Yeah, the Jamaican play. Hey,
my mom cuddled me because I'm the last child, but my brothers didn't. They were making sure that I was tough. My brothers said they're not raising no punk or no softy. They made sure I was tough. I didn't play with dolls. They wouldn't let me play with dolls. Anybody brought a doll into the house, they would cut it apart, tear it apart. So I wasn't allowed to play with dolls. Cause I'm not. They weren't raising no girly girl.
Well.
My brothers did. My brothers were like my brothers. I mean, it was rough, but I realized over the years I learned what they were trying to teach me, just to be tough, and I learned not to be clingy and needy, and to be able to do stuff for myself, and to be able to not settle for less than what I'm worth. So growing up with them has taught me a whole lot of life lessons and stuff. So it was good. Growing up was good. It was fun. Like, we grew up without electricity. We grew up with electricity and running water. It's like later on, and then when the neighborhood started developing and electricity came around and running water, but we used to like have to like walk miles to get our water, and we didn't have electricity. The street light was the street light was like light for us, and we grew up on the farm, so everything was there. You're hungry, there's a tree with food.
So y'all was back to nature, man.
Everything you had to, like, you plant your own food. Growing up, I plant my own food.
Wow. I mean, so now do you tend to do those things now, now that you're here and it's in America? And
I try to, because, well, I don't have a backyard now. So I'm working on that because when we lived in Alabama, we had a house, but now we're in an apartment until we get a house. But I had like peppers, and so eventually I'm gonna get a backyard where I can do. But like in the U.S., they don't allow you to do like a whole bunch of stuff. Depends on where you live.
Yeah.
You don't do a whole bunch of stuff, and that's what I love about Jamaica. They don't care where you live. You could live in like well, we call it uptown. You could live uptown. You can have your big farm garden. You garden with all the fruits and veggies and food you want. But here is like a limit as to what you can have. Yeah, 'cause growing up, like I have mango trees, apple trees, everything in my yard. So everything was natural. Like there was no and anything we ate was just natural. There's no preservative. You have a headache, they tie a leaf on your head, and that's it. You have the cold, they mix some remedy, and you're good.
Wow.
So,
yeah, I'm a big believer in natural everything. So yeah, I'm listening because I'm feeling this part of the interview because it's good. Yeah, everything in nature. That's the best place to get everything through nature.
Yeah. I mean, growing up in Jamaica, we didn't like here in the U.S. Kids have like a bus that come pick them up from school, or their parents dropping them off. Like in Jamaica, that's the thing. Like people are wondering why we're so talented and fit is because like everywhere, all the good athletes, most of the good athletes are from the country, and even if they lived in the city, they have to walk everywhere. We walk everywhere, we run everywhere, we do everything, and then our food is not processed. Like we eat everything. Everything is made from scratch. The seasoning is made from scratch. There's some herbs in the backyard, and our parents would mix it together. And like, there's a herb for everything. If you want stamina, there's something that there's a plant in the yard that does that. So it's just everything for us is like natural.
Wow. Yeah, incredible. I mean, yeah. Because my best friend from Jamaica, and and I hear a lot of the stories. Like you can go over there, and everything is clean. And he actually brought me back some apples from Jamaica, and it's weird. They taste a lot different. They actually taste like they sweet. They actually real sweet. If I buy apples here, yeah, it's just something different. Like I have to really go to a farmer's market to get that taste again.
Yeah.
But, I had those Jamaican apples, and I'm gonna tell you, those are some of the best apples I've ever had, and a banana from Jamaica.
Yes, it's totally different.
Yeah, I had some.
And then we don't add pesticides to our stuff, like, it's like we don't throw everything has a purpose. So like if you peel something, the peels have a purpose. You put them, you throw them in the garden at the root, and it gives the plant nutrients.
Okay.
So eggshell is not thrown away. The eggshell is crushed up and make into compost with some other stuff, and then you put it at the root of your tree that you're trying to grow, and that's fertilizer. So nothing is waste.
Sound like what my grandmother used to do. She used to do stuff like that. She
and then if you have if you're raising like goats and cows, or those peels are like put where they are because they eat that. So they don't eat like our animals didn't eat like processed food. Like everything that they ate were like fruits and veggies, and the corn would be the corn that we grow, and you take it off the thing and then put it in their little bucket, and they come and they eat. So everything, like even the animals eat organic.
Well, you and I, we're probably in the same, like right around the same age range. And I'm gonna tell you, when I was a child, the only thing that got sick were very, very old people. Like the really old people got sick, like in their 70s and 80s. And animals, you never thought an animal could get sick, but now dogs, they got dogs with diabetes, and you got dogs with like teeth falling out, and you got dogs with like all kind of like human diseases. And I said this in another video. As a friend of mine, her dog eats raw chicken once a month, but she feeds them alkaline water, fresh raw fruits and vegetables. That dog is 13 years old. That dog is running like it's a puppy, Then she
the same thing in Jamaica.
Yeah, y'all don't get a dog's heartworm shots and all this crap that they do here. You got to get your dog heartworm shots. I was telling her, and she was like, my dog don't need that. My dog eats from the earth, so that's why my dog is gonna live to be very, very old, and still on my dog's dying day. She was telling me that the dog is still gonna have good days ahead of it. I'm like, wow, but that's what I've noticed.
Yeah, it's the process. Processed food wasn't meant for our system, because our system wasn't meant to process that. And but like if people read the Bible, it never talks about meat. It talks about fruits and nuts and veggies.
Oh, so are you a vegan?
I'm not a full blown vegan. I used to be when I lived with my brother. But then I came to the US and I'm 30. But I'm cutting out, I'm sticking to just like fish right now. But like when I lived in Jamaica, I was like just fruits and veggies. And I used to eat meat, but the meat that we ate.
Hello? Are you with me? Hold on. Okay, there you go. I see you. Hello? Uh-oh. Well, we're going in and out. Boy, this video getting great. Let me see. Okay.
Yeah, so the meat I used to eat we used to eat meat when I grew up, but not everything. But then the meat that I ate came from my backyard, so it didn't have all this extra stuff. And what we ate, our animals ate. They eat the fruits, the veggies, the plants. Our chickens were fed mangoes. Whatever fruit was in season, that's what our chicken were fed. And the goats, the same thing, because they eat fruits and veggies. They like fruits and veggies.
Yeah, amazing. All chickens don't like grain and all this other crap that they keep trying to feed them. If you go back into biblical times, if you do it the way the Bible, you don't have problems. With your system. You don't have anything. You just do it biblically. That's what I tell people. You crazy? I've been a vegan for 13 years, and it's a good lifestyle. You got energy, got lots of energy.
Yeah, I'm working on getting back to it, because my brother's a Rastafarian, so when I lived with him, I couldn't eat any meat. Yeah.
13 years. Like I think back in '09, I tried. Like it's crazy. I ate a piece of meat, and I just like, what was I thinking? My body rejected it completely. So. Yeah. I never tried again. So I guess we got. I like this. I could talk about this part all day because I do this daily, and it's man. I'm just learning a whole lot about you now. I was like, okay, so I know she's still runs, so she into the health and fitness, and you are. So let me ask you about 2008. Okay, you went to the Olympics. You guys had a really great start. And then there was an exchange, with the baton that didn't go so well. Like what happened? Because you guys were blazing, y'all like you on your way to another gold medal.
the coaches happened. They didn't listen because they feel like they knew everything.
Oh, okay. Sort of like the U.S., right?
I don't know. I don't know if it's the same, but there's drama. Like it wasn't like 2004 Olympics when everybody listened. It's like they wouldn't listen because they think that we didn't know. Because I was watching us fit. I was watching the stick not get handoff when they were practicing out back, and I couldn't go in. I couldn't go in with the kid, but by the time like I got to where they are, because I was watching all the legs doing handoffs, and by the time I got back to tell the second and third leg, which is Sharon and Karen, what to do, they were inside the call room, but I couldn't get in. So I told the head coach to tell Karen to take a step off and wait, because Sharon says reach, and it's the same thing she did to me 2004 Olympics. But Coach Mills caught it and told me that she's going to say reach, but you're not going to get the stick immediately. But don't panic, just wait. She's going to get it to you. And that's the same thing that happened with Karen, because right as she was about to give Karen the stick, Karen stopped and turned around. Which, if the coach had told her, then we would have been fine. But I can't blame the athletes for it, because the coaches are there for a specific reason. And
so, why was Coach Mills not there? Man.
Coach Mills was there, but he wasn't the team coach. He was there for both.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So they didn't listen. And I was like, really? Okay, cool, whatever.
Coach Mills is a OG. Okay, that's a legend. That's a legend. I was telling you the other day, like my best friend, he actually trained under Coach Mills. Like this guy done trained people that's all over the world, and it's kind of weird. We hooked up because, we have a gym and he coaches sprinters and I coach, field events. And, he uses a lot of training methods that Coach Mills taught him. And I actually use a lot of those methods that he showed me on some of my field events, because he was doing stuff, I'm like, what is this? And he was like, yeah, you take this weight vest and you jump off all these boxes and then you jump up as high as you can. And, we have the boxes up this high. And he said, yeah, this is something Coach Mills showed me, man. Just do it. Just try. I'm like, okay, but it got my athletes a little bit more explosive, And then, he was showing me something, about, jumps, which I'm like, man, so what is this for? Well, don't jump over a box, jump over a hurdle before you go into the pit. I said, so what is that going to, it's going to make him jump, man. It's going to make him jump. He said, just do it. So, yeah, he uses a lot of things, and he quotes Coach Mills a lot, I mean, so did you, like, when you were in high school, did you get to train with Coach Mills?
No, in high school, actually, I went to a different high school, but I trained with Frano, because he was the team coach for the national team. So Stephen Francis was, like, the team coach for the juniors, so I got to work with him. But he's really cool, though. He's dope.
Coach Francis used to be a jack of all trades. I remember he used to coach the throws. That guy's coached everything, Yeah,
because he started with high school, because he started at Wolmer's High School. So that's how he, and then, like, in the summer when we have summer track, he was our summer coach.
So it's like, he would always have his athletes be at his high school, and y'all go out there and just dominate people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you know Coach Lennox Graham?
Yeah, I do. Coach G, yeah, I know Coach G.
Yeah.
I've known all of these coaches since I was a kid, like 12.
Yeah, I coached a lot of his throwers when he was at Johnson C. Smith. I coached the shot putters, and he would always kind of have me in there helping, like, a few of the ones that didn't get a lot of attention. So I was like, man, and he would ask me, hey, man, I need you to work with a person for me, they don't get a lot of attention, and, so I'm like, yeah, so all of y'all know each other. Wow.
Yeah, because, like, boys and girls champs is the biggest thing in Jamaica. So all the coach, and then after boys and girls champs is the Carifta Games or World Juniors. So most of those coaches are usually on the junior team. So we get to, and then like at boys and girls champ, we interact with each other because we have friends from all schools. So we interact with the coaches and stuff.
Okay. That's pretty cool. So let me ask you, as we wind down, I'm gonna ask you about 3 more questions because I don't want to keep you. I know you've been training and you've been breaking a sweat with those young people, showing them how it's done. Um, who do you think? Who are your top female prospects? Because your best event was the 200, right?
Yes.
Okay, is that the one you like the best? I mean, I guess I just want to know. I don't want to assume.
That's the one I like because I have a horrible start. So in the 100, you can't make anything up if you start bad. In the 200, I was able to make up ground. So I preferred the 200 compared to the 100.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? I think you can still go out there and go a 23 a low. I think you probably go sub 23 right now. They put you out there, you start running, but
I don't know, I might be able to. I think my my because I was talking, since I was hanging out, I've been hanging out with the kids because I haven't run in like 2 years because I tore my hamstring. Yeah, I haven't run in a year. Well, it's about to be 2 years now. Because 2016 I tore my hamstring, so I haven't been doing much running. So I think we're gonna play around next fall.
Okay.
So we're gonna probably play around. We're gonna play around, run an experiment next fall to see if I can run indoors.
It's not going to be an experiment because you're going to be successful again.
We like running experience. I like when she runs experience. I like running experiments with her because then it tests her ability and it gets her out of her comfort zone.
But you're going to do good. I mean, I don't even know why you even have I don't even know
I know. I mean, I know if once she gets me right, I'll be fine. It's just I'm doing it more for her than me.
Okay, I got you. So, who are your top female prospects right now in this era, this generation?
Oh God, most definitely Aleen. Got to represent my country.
Elaine Thompson.
Yes.
Okay.
And I love Tori.
Okay, Tori.
And Louis.
Okay.
And the little girl, she's from the Ivory Coast. Why can't I remember her name?
Shelly Ann Frazier?
No, not Shelly. Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast. Okay, you got me. Okay, the coach don't know that. Oh, wait a minute. Ivory Coast. Hold on.
She came second in the 100 this year.
Okay, shoot. I should know this.
That girl with dreads.
Oh. American, right?
No. She's from South Africa. She's from an African country.
What's her name? Name starts with an E, right? God.
I can't remember. It's an M, I think. But yeah, she's good. I wanted her to win this year, but Tori nipped her.
Hey, well, Tori be rolling. She be out there running hard. Yeah.
And, I'm looking forward to seeing Shawnee run this year too.
Okay. Now, those are your prospects.
And I'm looking forward to Shelly's comeback. Yeah,
Shelly, like what, boy? That little girl be running. I mean, you see how short she is, but them legs be churning.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, and that's what I love, that the fact that she's doing so well, because coaches tends to discourage shorter sprinters, saying that they won't go further. That's what I love about her, is because she's showing that no matter your height or your size, you can still be one of the best in the world, and that's what I love about that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she good. I saw, I'm like, man, come on, this girl, come on. And the announcers was talking about her so highly. I said, she ain't gonna beat nobody. Her leg's too short. And then you saw her just take off. Bam! There she go.
Based on the fact that she's Jamaican, you should just trust the announcer.
Okay. I'm gonna trust the fact. Since my best friend Jamaican, I'm gonna have to believe you. I'm gonna have to go along with you right there.
Once Jamaica is attached to it, just believe it.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna try to do it because you told me to.
Yeah.
Now, What do you see the problem? What problems do you see with the younger generation that's coming up in the ranks of track and field? Like, what's their biggest hurdle that they got to overcome?
They're not hungry, and they're a bunch of punks, wuss and softies. They're too soft. Everything they cry over.
Really? I mean, you
Yeah.
can elaborate. I mean, it's cool because this is your interview.
For example, like as a sprinter, I ran 600 as a workout, 500, 400. You know, I was on the 4x4 all the time because in case of, yeah. And then like for test week at South Carolina, we used to have an 800. And we didn't cry about it. We didn't cry about everything. We went out and do it. But like now they're like everything they cry about, and there's so much rules and regulation, and then they'll complain to this person, and then you're there. You can't be strict and you can't be too hard on them because they're sensitive. Like they don't have that drive or that hunger that we had. Like we had when we were and no matter what type of workout we get, we just went out there and do it. And it's the effort, because sometimes because I remember like sometime Coach Fry had us do it. We had like, let's say we had four 300s that day, and we did the first three way better than he wanted us to do it. He's gonna drop that last one. But if we complain before the workout, no matter how good we do, we're doing the entire workout.
Oh man, yeah. You know what? I've been a coach for over 20 years. And I have to concur with some of what you said. They just not hungry. Even when I coached 10 years ago, yeah, you can't say nothing. They don't want to put no work in, and they don't understand why they're not getting better. Because they don't want to work.
Exactly. And that's what I keep telling them. Like, you cannot expect to run 9-8 and you doing 10-2 workout. Like, you can't come to practice just jogging the workout and expect to go to a track meet and winning. Because I was telling them, like, I was watching them do their drills and they're doing it slow and casual. I'm like, it's speed time. We're not back in the fall. We're doing strength endurance. We're doing speed endurance right now. So your drills are supposed to be quick. You're supposed to be sweating after your warm up. You're not supposed to be like cool and chill. I'm like, this is why you can't run fast at a meet, because your drills are slow. Like, you can train slow and then go to a track meet and tell your body to go fast, and your body gonna be looking at you like, were you talking to me?
Yeah.
You can't just pop up on me like 2 minutes ago and telling me to go fast when I've been going slow for a whole month. Like, you can't do that.
No, you can't.
And that's why they don't learn.
Ain't...
Oh, the warm-up is too long and it's too hard. The warm-up is there to protect your hamstrings and your quads and your calf. Because you cannot warm up and expect to do a workout. You're going to pop something.
Yeah, and it's going to pop. It is going to pop, especially if you try to explode real quickly and you don't warm up into the stuff. And even too, I guess even with the weight room, I had some athletes that they're actually opposed to that. Like, well, I don't, my body going to look like this. And like, I'm like, what? You trying to win, that's, I don't know. Cause,
exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, you can't, like, you have to look like an athlete. You have to do the things that an athlete do. And muscle is like the thing now. Muscle is like the in thing now.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead and get you, go ahead and shred your abs up a little bit. Go on and get your arms, your biceps looking, know. Go ahead and do it and just run fast and look good, It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, last thing I wanted to ask you. You did some modeling. What, it used to be it was a magazine, I don't know if they still in existence, called Track Bunnies.
Oh, yeah, that was my friend. She's doing something different now.
They need to do another edition with you in there to show that if you take care of yourself, because when you were 27, you still look, the same. You still look the same as you did when you were 27. Okay, you look exactly the same. And even the last time I saw you in person, which that was about 10 years ago when I actually saw you in person, you look exactly the same. Like it's almost like you've been put inside a bottle, and you hadn't aged. There's no age, nothing with you, nothing.
I mean, it's like a combination of stuff. I try to not be miserable or happy. I smile a lot. I still work out and I still eat I still try. Well, when I retired, I went off. I ate everything in sight. Like I couldn't have this, so I ate it. But then I caught myself and I was like, yeah, I'm trying to live longer and look the same like my parents. So I just revert back to like just eating more fruits and veggies and not a whole bunch of meat and stuff. So I'm trying to wean myself off meat, but and every once in a while I do a little chicken, but that's it.
Yeah. I know my first 5 years of being a vegan, people thought I was younger than what I mean, they did. It does something, you know, and you go to family reunions, people who your same age, you're like, man, God dog, boy. Man, they got a wrinkle for every time of the day, man. Got wrinkles, dimples all over the place, and I'm like, what's going on? Got to take care of yourself. Got to eat right.
Yeah.
Well,
and exercise is very important, even if it's just a walk. Like exercise does so much for your body. And it's the balance within food and exercise. And people think that stretching don't do anything for their body, but it does a whole lot. So if you can't exercise, just do stretching, like a stretching thing like yoga or something. Because even if it's just a stretch, like it does a lot for your body.
See, I did a lot of yoga when I boxed. I did a lot of yoga, you know, to keep everything flexible. Because when you throwing punches and you know you gotta stay flexible. So yeah, I'm with that. Well, I mean, man, this has been great. I feel like I'm just talking to somebody I know, but it's cool. But I guess that's how you're supposed to talk.
Yep, so, that's how it's supposed to go.
So, is there anybody you want to thank? Anything you want to touch on? Anything you want to add in? Because look, this is you. This you.
I mean, pretty much it's just like the people that I always had my back, like my best friend Sweeney, my mentors, Mr. Spencer, my parents, my siblings, just people I've met along the way. Coach Fry, all my coaches are still cool. Coach Fry, Coach Brahman, friends I've had from college, you know, Antoinette, Demetria, Mickey and Lisa, Lashinda. I mean, like everybody that has been in my life has contributed in a positive way from high school coming up to college to pro. There's so many. My close friend from college, Charles Ryan. He's like a really good coach. So he's always been there if I need like somebody to talk to, a male perspective on anything. And the friends that I have there, they don't sugarcoat anything for me, and I love that.
You couldn't have it in. I mean, you can't have it in a way because you're Jamaican, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you're Jamaican. Yeah, look, I done said some things, you know, to my Jamaican. Hey, man, look, man, that's terrible. I don't like that. And he don't take it personal. You know, that's why we're friends, because we like brutally honest people. So
yeah, we have no filter. And then like I have so many people. Like my best friend Elva, other best friend Elva. She's a long jump. She was the first woman to jump 7 foot in the long jump. So I have, and Zara, the first shot putter to be. So she paved the way for Jamaicans in the field event. Chelsea Hammond, she just got her silver medal from the 2008 or bronze medal from the 2008 Olympics. So like the people I surround myself with are just go-getters, and they're driven and they're motivated, and they won't let you slack off. And that's and for me, that's what has kept me on track and always motivated, and nothing anybody say will affect me, just bounces off, because the people I'm around, it's not negativity or anything like that. It's just pure positivity, and like it's good to feed your soul with that type of stuff. And it's good to have friends that will encourage you to read and just to build up your mental space. And if you're slacking off with your exercise routine, they'll make sure you get up and go do it. So it's just, and they won't let you settle for anything less than what you're worth. So it's good to have that type. And I think that's why I'm aging in reverse, because I have less stress and good positive vibes all around.
And, you know, and the last thing, and this I don't even want to tell you business, but, you know, when I was doing some extra research on you, you're your own self-made millionaire, right? or you? I'm just saying, I mean, look.
I have some cash somewhere.
You did it though. You did
track
it.
help.
You did it the hard way. You did it the hard way. You did
I
it the hard way.
Help.
I mean,
and that's why I love he's pretty much my dad, my mentor, Mr. Spencer. Like, he made sure I invested and saved. And my biggest splurge was my condo in Jamaica. Wow. He didn't let me. Yeah.
Wow.
I wanted a Mercedes, but he wouldn't let me.
Oh man. Wow.
He was like, "There's this condo for sale. We're buying that."
Wow. That's impressive. I'm really, I can sit. I know you. I can sit because this has been an education. I've been getting a lot of nuggets. It's been a lot of nuggets about your health, your mental health. You talked about that, in the beginning of the interview. Then you talked about your physical health. Then you talked about some of the stuff that athletes need to do to actually be good. So you dropped some golden nuggets, and y'all, come on, y'all need to look at this video. When you see it, you need to play it back because it's probably going to be in a book, and you're going to have to pay for this information, because
the extra, like what I tell the kids, that even when your coach don't tell you, do it. The extra stuff is good. If it's even to do 10 extra abs at home, 10 extra push-ups, the extra stuff helps. And it's what you do when no one is looking that counts. It's not what you do when they're looking.
Wow. Hey, spoken like that. That's why this woman done been to 2 Olympics. This woman got gold medals from all kind of world championships. I mean, just crazy. All dating all the way back from 1998. I mean, just gold medals all over the place.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, because I told you we're around the same age frame, and I when I was at UNC Charlotte competing, you were at South Carolina. And I would actually see you, I would see you running. I'm like, man, this girl's fast. But back in the day, then, it's like, you thought, we thought, like, because our school, we weren't producing a top talent like that. And so we thought, man, we had to be just as large as you were to actually go and approach and just ask you about training regimens. But I know better now.
It won't hurt to ask. The worst they can say is no.
Yeah, but see, it was crazy because when I threw the discus, I was more comfortable, talking to a lot of the discus athletes that were there, at your school. But the sprinters, because I always used to wonder, if I got more faster, like, what do these sprinters do? But never would ask them. Never would ask those guys. Never would ask you guys. But, I definitely appreciate you taking time on a Friday because I know you got so much stuff to do. But I appreciate it, and I appreciate you, brightening up the whole video with the smile. It is contagious, and I definitely thank you. And hopefully, maybe I can get you back on, and we talk about purely the health and fitness part of how you're so able to just stay like this.
Experiments.
Okay, experiments. Because I actually got a few people that follow me and follow my articles. That they're into that. I'm really big into that. But
okay.
But guys, this is Coach Shelton Harrison, and you're on the Coach Shelton Harrison sports show. Definitely not a combat sports video this time, guys. We're going back to my roots, and I appreciate this young lady. Thank you again for being here. You're awesome.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
And could you do a drop for me? Could you say, hey, this is Aleen Bailey, and you're watching Coach Shelton Harrison?
Hey, this is Aleen Bailey, and you're watching Coach Shelton Harrison.
God, no, you said it right the first time. You know how many people messed that up?